Alright, I got a review of a knockoff Maxpedition bag for you. This is pretty close to a Flygr Duffle. Those run about 180, 190 bucks though, so and that's 42 liters. So this is my review of this knockoff version. It's a Mirarmax. It's a 45 liter. Comes in black camo, coyote, green. It's 40 bucks. You could save 10% if you buy two. It's made out of 600D polyester, water resistant. It's advertised as a gym bag, a travel bag, an overnight military bag, whatever you want to use it for, bag. It's 23 inches long, 12 inches wide, and 10 inches high. They have a smaller version of this because this would be way too big for me at the gym. They have a 30 liter for 36 bucks, which is 19 inches long, 10 inches wide, and 8 inches high. So a little bit smaller. Okay, so I purchased this bag for work because I have to lock up all my equipment at work or it walks off. And it's sad that that's the kind of world we live in now. And it's funny because I work for government and things still walk off. So that's really interesting, isn't it? It says a lot. Anyway, so I purchased this specifically because I like the size. It should hold all my gear. You're able to lock the main compartment. It has a locking zipper here, and that's it. None of the rest of them do, but we'll get into that in a second. So the bag itself, the 600D polyester, you know, it's what you'd expect. Right now I got it stuffed with a couple of blankets, or else this thing would just be a mess on the ground. I mean, it's shipped in a little tiny package. That's how flexible the material is on 600D polyester versus like 600D ripstop nylon, which is really good material. They should have charged a couple extra bucks and went for that instead. But anyway, it is what it is. Alright, so it's a decent bag though for 40 bucks, even if it doesn't hold up forever. If it holds up for a couple of years, you made your money. It's got decent features though, so we'll go over that. But the top handle here is just a piece of single neoprene wrapped around, so it's really, really thin. I don't see durability or longevity here. It is soft, at least to the touch. They advertise that it has double stitching, which is interesting. Some parts of it have double stitching and some don't. The MOLLE has double stitching. The box section here that hold the handles on, it doesn't have it in the cross stitching, but it has it along the sides. So it's, like I said, it's kind of hit or miss. So it's not fully double stitched, but again, it's 40 bucks. So, okay, on the outside, all right, on the top, you have a nice compartment here at the top, and it's like a pup tent type compartment, so you could serve like a Maxpedition fatty in here without it impacting the inside of the bag. That's a nice feature. I do like that pocket. And it's got dual zippers. They're not YKK, but they're decent. They seem to move pretty well. They do have pretty decent, even though they're inexpensive, finger pulls. As you can see, they work really well. These I'm going to remove though. I'm going to replace them with metal so I can lock them. Okay, so there's that. Then on the sides you have a large amount of MOLLE, which is cool, so you can attach stuff. And you have a nice grab handle. So there's one on each side, so if you're loading this in an airplane, I don't know if this one is, this one will fit, but if you get a smaller bag like the 30, you can grab it from each side and throw it up in the upper compartment. And you have a couple of D-rings. Okay, on the other side, this MOLLE, it's like the Velcro, so you can stick your patches and stuff on here, so that's kind of a neat feature, and it's MOLLE, so that's cool. And then there's that same handle and your D-rings. Now this is the back of the bag. You have a couple of buckles there, and then you have an envelope style pocket with some MOLLE, surprisingly. More MOLLE, that's cool. But as you can tell, inside here I have a couple of blankets, or else this thing would be just sagged on the ground because of the type of material. It's not very rigid, so I had to puff it up so we could work with it. But you can see, the more you fill the inside, the more it impacts the other pockets, unlike the top pocket. This is an envelope style, so it's like paperwork or maps or who knows, whatever. And then there's a couple of mesh bags on the inside, and they're pretty big. Very decent. Okay, spin around back to the front, unbuckle. These are just inexpensive buckles. I'm sure you could, I don't know if you could get replacements, how you would attach them, unless they were split. But anyways, you know, not another knockoff of Maxpedition buckles. Then you have, again, another envelope style, same as on the other side. So it's a repetitive bag. Everything's on, you know, 2 envelopes and 2 sides that kind of mirror each other. And then the main compartment, again, 2 zippers. They move pretty well, pretty decent. Open this up. Okay, take out my blankets. So she's gonna kind of fall. All right. So you can see the inside of the bag itself. It's pretty decent size. Let me back off the camera a little bit. It's pretty decent size in there. You can hold a lot of stuff in there. Okay, and then on the top you have 2 mesh style pockets on both sides. 1 zipper, single zipper. Let's take a measurement here. See what we get. So the pocket, I would say conservatively, is about 9.5 inches tall. And it's hard to hold these saggy bags. And again, conservatively, I'd say 6 inches wide. So decent. You can put some, again, if you stuff it real fat though, it's going to come into your main compartment. So kind of remember that, because it doesn't puff up on the top. It's flat on the top. So there you go. So you have one of those on each side. Now the weird thing, it says Mirarmax, and then on the inside of the bag it says LqArmy at LqArmy.com. So I don't know, maybe check there too. I haven't checked out that website. I find it interesting that they rebrand these with a bunch of different names on the same product though, from the same site, you know what I mean? There's tons of companies that make these though, but so it's got some slight padding all the way around. So it's something. It's a little protection. I think it's a little bit thicker on the bottom. You have a traditional luggage style strap to cinch your stuff down. What I thought was kind of cool though is these little arms for the compartments to separate your gear if you want to. What they do is they zipper. Would have been, let's see if I can do this here. They should have had them attached a little bit. So it's kind of a little finicky here. Okay. Alright, there we go. So you can see here, it zippers. Same on this side, so they zipper from the top down instead of the bottom up. Always got to be finicky when you're on camera, you know. Hold on a second. Sorry if this is out of view, but it's taking a very long time. Okay. So there's one. And you can see when you do it, it helps the bag stand up a little better. So if you're using this for like a luggage type bag, a travel bag or whatever, or even a gym bag and you want to keep your stuff separated, this will help too to give rigidity to the bag, which is nice. It is a nice feature that it zippers up instead of like Velcro. So it holds it a little better because these are really, really thin. There's very minimal padding in here. I mean, very minimal. You can see just how thin it is, but at least it's something, and it does separate the compartments in the bag, so you have 3 different compartments if that's what you wish. Alright, so for my uses, I'm not going to need that until after I retire from work. Then I could use this if it holds up as a travel bag or something, and then it would be nice, decent for that. I don't know if I would, though. I usually use something a little better quality because you're carrying stuff like, or at least I am, like cameras and, you know, more expensive gear that you want to protect a little better. But this is working for my purposes, so. And then you can cinch that down. So pretty decent. I mean, it's nice that you have so many pockets and stuff, as long as you're a careful packer and don't get it too jam-packed full of stuff. I'm sure you could probably, I'm a really good packer. I don't know if you've seen some of my other Maxpedition videos. I can really jam the stuff into these things. Almost to the point probably of ripping them. But, alright, so carry features. You can carry it as a duffel. You can, it comes with an included shoulder strap, which it took me a while to find because I don't use it. And it's a very just cheap, chintzy shoulder strap. Couple of weird kind of weird cheapy hooks. I really don't like this at all. That's why I took it off. And again, it has slight padding here, but I could just feel this thing digging into my shoulder. But again, it's a $40 bag, but it'll work. I mean, it'll work. So it's nice that they gave you that. And then the best feature on a $40 bag like this is the drain hole, the padding on the back to turn this into I'm already at my max. To turn this into a backpack. So your backpack straps are tucked in there. That's really nice for a $40 bag. I have to say, it's a decent feature for 40 bucks. Okay. So there's some slight padding on the shoulder straps. I mean, it's not bad. It's not a humongous bag, so it's not bad at all. It's got a interesting chest strap, how they attach that. Okay, but it comes with a chest strap, and I think that's a whistle. I think it's got a whistle on it. In case you're in danger, Will Robinson. That's funny. And then you just, these are some really weird, China has some really weird fasteners, and then you just clip it. So decent. I mean, for 40 bucks, it's not bad. You get a lot of options for 40 bucks. I mean, durability would be my only concern with a bag like this, and the way I'm using it as a duffel, there's some wear concerns for the bottom of the bag, because there's like, you know, like on Maxpedition bags, they usually give you another layer of fabric, or they give you some really beefy rubbery feet or something. So we'll see how it holds up, though. It's got a little patch up here. So overall, it's not a bad bag for 40 bucks. That's why I bought it. But now that I see it, I mean, and touch it and stuff, it's really not a bad bag. It's got a lot of room. It's got a lot of options as far as, you know, extra pockets and stuff. This is my favorite pocket up here, though. I really like that. It's quick, easy to get to. So if you have a really thick wallet, or you have your, you know, your checkbook and your credit cards and all that stuff, a woman, plenty of room to jam stuff in there. Or if the inside pockets are too flat for you, you could jam a toiletry bag in here really nice. I could see it fitting in there well. So quite a bit of options. A few caveats, you know, the buckles. The zippers right now seem to be working fine, but again, they're not YKK. They're just cheap zippers. But you get a lot of MOLLE and stuff. I like the fact that you get all these different pockets to organize, though. That is really nice. And the size of it. Again, you know, and the rigidity once you put those dividers up is pretty cool for this type of a bag. So let's case you want to know, we'll give her a quick weigh here. Let's see how much it weighs. I'm not going to be able to get this on camera because I'm parked up a little close here. At least I don't think no, I won't be able to. Ah, I'll try to weigh this. So it's about 2.72 pounds. So not very heavy. Not very heavy at all. Okay, and another thing, like I said, I purchased this to be able to lock my gear up. So I went a different route rather than a standard little mini luggage padlock. I did get a luggage padlock, but I didn't go for the traditional metal bar. I've broke that open real easily on my other bag just by pulling it. So I went the cable route option this time to see how it does. It fits in there. I'll put the no script again. I'm off script now. I'll put the information in the description if you're interested in these. These Sherlocks are pretty nice, but it fits in there perfectly. Figures I messed up the numbers, so you can't lock it, but it fits in there perfectly. And there's plenty of room. I might even be able to lock the top ones too with this. But you know, I mean, that's very thin. So can you imagine the typical padlock that's, you know, really thin? You'd be able to, I mean, not that you can't cut this or whatever. This is not really going to stop somebody if they're determined, but for the average person who tries to grab stuff out of your bag, they're not going to be able to get in there. But I do have a ton of new padlocks from different companies too that I bought if you guys are interested in that. Okay, so overall, 40 bucks for the bag, definitely. It's definitely worth the 40 bucks. Like I said, even if you get a year or two out of it, it's definitely worth the 40 bucks. For the size, for all the features that you get, it's a decent bag. Durability is the only question that I have, even though a lot of stuff comes from China. Almost everything now we get comes from China. But I've had hit and miss success with their stuff. Some of their stuff breaks very easily, and you can't really replace the stuff when it breaks. These you probably could. I'm not quite sure how you go about replacing these if they broke. But again, it's a $40 bag. If it breaks, just buy another bag. Now, if I was traveling, this bag was dedicated to outside of work, traveling, stuff like that, would I buy a Flagger Duffle or a Maxpedition product? Probably, because you buy them once and that's it. I mean, I've never had to replace not one of my Maxpedition bags. I haven't even had to replace any of the stuff that comes with them, the buckles or the zippers or the pulls, nothing. All my bags look like the day I bought them. So, if you're interested and want to see any of those again, let me know, and I can do a review on that. I'm starting to get a little long-winded here because I'm off script, so let me know what you think. I'll put all the stuff down in the description for you. Will this bag work for you? Check it out. See what you think. Thanks for sticking around. See you at the next video.